Hello, everyone. Welcome to season 2 of Brewing Live. Now, filling your digital cup with great stuff that matters. Brought to you by Decaf Coffee Republic, the home of certified life coaches here in the Philippines. And now going global, our physical space where I am right now is located at Pioneer Center along Pioneer Road, corner Brixton, and United Street, Capitolio, Pasig City. The Cup Coffee Republic is open daily from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. for dine-in, pickup, and delivery of your premium drinks and nutritious food. Plant-based meal is also available to help you fit, to keep you fit and healthy, especially during this time of pandemic. For coaching services, just connect with Coach Rizal through 0917-586-1661 anytime of the day and any day of the week. We offer coaching services on demand 24/7. So Brewing Live Season 2 is another 31-day exploration journey that aims to fill your digital cup with great stuff that matters. Our heart is to serve the community and ignite your space with opportunities for impact, income, and influence. So this project is in partnership with Coach A Coaching Club, the premier club for coaches and entrepreneurs. Our mission as a club members is to create massive impact by turning our talents into income and influencing the people in our chosen domain and territory through the platform of life coaching. So please connect with Coach Rizal through 0917-586-1661 to know more about how you can be part of Coach A Coaching Club and benefit from the learning opportunity with Master Coach A. So thank you for joining me today. Please do tag a friend in the comments. Pa-share naman below and share this link to your timeline, yung FB group nyo and pages. Kung meron pa ibang app, please share this so that we can reach more people and help transform lives. So we can, for today's episode, I will share to you the 4 steps in turning emotions to effective motions. So there, all right. So let me start. How would I want to start this? Let me start. By the, let me start with this picture. It's it's one of my art actually. Yeah, I drawn that before like 509-2020. I always draw the dates of my art. So this is one of my art. There's a reason why I draw arts before. And until now I'm still drawing it, but before there's a very big reason why. Here's my story because it's a art based on my story. My story because before I was that person cannot even express himself. I was that person who can even identify, oh my gosh, I was angry. Oh my gosh, malungkot na pala ako. I was that person who, you know, who scripts his way, like in every conversations that I have with people. I script how I respond. I put scripts on how I do things, and somehow it's disconnecting with me. Somehow it feels void and empty. Like, hey, it's not me. Of course, it's not me. It's like somehow your heart wanted to go out. My heart wanted to go out, but it cannot because I'm not letting it out. I'm not letting myself be who I am in front of the people. And that's my journey before. Like, oh my gosh, I cannot express. Oh my gosh. The only expression I know is happy and like sad. But other than that, it's hard to identify. It's hard to identify the other emotions that I have. That's why I'm talking about emotions because I started from having little or I started very little in my emotions. Like, and I realized that I need to allow myself to go up. And I met the fun part here is that in my search for that connection, in my search for that for expressing myself because I was that person who's searching, who wanted to just let what's inside me out, who wants to be heard as a person. That's why I met people. I met people. I met a space where I can do it. And after that, I grow, and until now, I'm still on the journey of growing that emotion. And I realized one thing: when I started to express, I started to move. I started to give my heart, to share what's inside me, so that it could be shared to others as well. And until now, it's still improving. It's still on a journey, and I'm so happy because the last recent time I realized I can already I can already identify that I was angry. I can already identify that I was hurt. And I'm happy because at that point in time, I'm recognizing it in my heart, in myself, like, oh my gosh, I'm angry, I'm hurt. And still and still going forward from that, going forward from that, I'm still improving in seeing my expression, in letting my heart out. Maybe my heart is not yet fully out, but at least it's it's getting out little by little, step by step. I don't know what will happen after this, but hey, I'll tell you that your expression is the beginning of your story. When I started expressing, when I started giving, when I started sharing my stories, it started to make me grow. It started to make me a better person who could share his art and let his art out. So today, that's my story. And until now, this story of mine is still improving, it's still journeying, it's still going forward to where I would want myself to be. And today, um, before I want to share to you the 4 A's. So these are the 4 steps, the 4 A's. So before that, before sharing that, I really wanted to greet the people who's watching. Hello, everyone who's watching in Facebook. Thank you for hearing the story and welcome to Brewing Live. So, so today I want to share to you the 4 A's, the 4 steps in turning that emotion into effective motion. So let me start with first A. First A is awareness to self. The message here is, or the word here is shift. Shift. Why? The, what shifted in how you respond to things? Okay, I'll paint you a picture. When you're happy, when you start getting happy, you realize that you get more talkative. Like, oh my gosh, I'm so happy and blah, blah, blah. Now I want to share this and this and this. Because I knew when you're happy, it's like you wanted to share that happiness with other people, right? Like, oh, or maybe suddenly in that point in time, you were talkative and suddenly someone said something, then you stopped and stayed quiet. Like, hey, what happened? So what shifted in how you respond to things? There was a shift that happens. Um, Example, this one, happy. You were surprised, you were holding back, then suddenly you laugh. Oh my gosh. So there's a shift that happens in us when we get to be aware of ourselves and see that. Because see, what we are trying to catch here is our emotions. Our emotions affect our daily lives, and there's that effect in us. When you're happy, there's an action behind it. There's a response. There's a different response when you respond to things. When you're sad, you get well. Our response is different in different emotions. So, what's yours, right? Maybe you could think of a time like this is how I did get angry. I suddenly shouted, or I suddenly punched the wall, like what I did a while ago. Suddenly, oh my gosh, what happened? Uh, to be honest with you, so that's awareness to self. Let's go back. Awareness to self is getting to know, to understand how you respond to things, to get to understand you as a person, that this is how you respond to things. Like, the question here is how what shifted in your response to things, so that you will see like, oh, something happened to me today. You get to be more concerned of who you are as a person. That's awareness to self. And yes, Coach Mao, there's a shift in us when we become more aware of ourselves. We really find that shift that happens to us. So when when you see that you respond differently now, check it out, because you have a normal response and you have another change response, and you'll find out why. All right. So next step will be oh, there, acknowledge your emotions. Yes, when you get to be aware and you realize the shift, maybe there's an emotion behind that shift. When you got angry and you became more quiet, when you were talkative, what emotions was there? So the word here is, you know what the word here is? The word here is what? Truth. Yes, you'll find that later on. Truth. First, we first start with identifying our emotions. What are the emotions you are feeling at that time? So, are you happy? What are you sad? Are you surprised? I remember the Life Coach Corner on Sunday. Yeah, I really want to encourage you to watch that. Yes, it's related to what I'm talking about right now. You were happy, you were sad. What is that emotion? You name it. If you cannot name it, because their emotions hard to name, like very it's very dynamic, you know. Maybe you could describe it instead. What is the description of that emotions you are feeling? Like it's like, or maybe you could illustrate it like pictures. It's like fire. It's like a rainy day that you were like this, right? If you cannot name it, you describe it. And remember, what I've learned before is that your brain first thinks of pictures. If words are hard, then try to think of pictures. Before the reason why I want to start off with my story. The reason why I started with a picture, with an art, is because that's how I identified my emotions before. I never knew I was angry until I draw something angry. I let my emotions out through my art. And that's why I wanted to share to you the art. Because I started the journey identifying my emotions through art. So maybe it could be art or the music that you're hearing. Then you can identify your emotions. Or sometimes what I do is this: you pick and choose, because if your brain are thinking of pictures, it has a picture similar to what you're seeing right now. Like, what is your emotions you're feeling today? Is it 1A, or what I like 1C? Like, so what you can choose and you can say, oh, that's what I'm feeling right now. You can always find it in Google. There's a list of emotions, and you can just pick and choose what emotions resonates with you today, and what emotions is relating to you at that moment. So there's a lot of ways to identify your emotions. Then the next part of the acknowledge portion is that, um, what are the thoughts behind the emotions? What I call this is you capture the thought. Yes, you capture the thought of your emotions, because every emotion, there's a thought that triggered it. Maybe because it's a sudden, because it's been a long time that you have that emotion, and it knows what is that thought. Now you're now aware of, you can capture the thought behind that emotion. What thought underlying that emotion? Because thought triggers emotion. So what thought is behind that emotion? Because okay, because emotions and thought goes hand in hand. If there's a thought, then surely there's an emotion involved in that thought. Maybe you're feeling sad because there's a thought, like I'm sad because someone hurt me, or I'm happy because it's my favorite food and I love to eat it, or I'm I'm angry because I saw something that is not right, like it made me feel very angry. There's a thought behind that emotion. Or when you say I'm not talented, your emotions will feel bad, right? Like, oh my gosh, it's heavy. Because there's a thought behind it. So you need to capture the thought behind that emotions. Especially those emotions that it's really make pansin to you, or or trying to get you notice it, because it has a message with you. Then next will be is the truth. What truth can you find in the present in relation to the thought? I'm not talented, but the truth is you have a lot of talent, right? I'm happy because I ate my favorite food. The truth is because you ate your favorite food. That's the truth behind the emotion. Sometimes I'm you're making yourself happy, but actually the truth behind it is that you're escaping something. Oh, may tinatakbuhan ka pala. Kaya mo pala pinapasaya yung sarili mo para hindi mo maalala. Oh my gosh. Oh, yeah. Because in this part of acknowledge, you need to seek the truth behind the thought. This is the part that you capture the thought at the same time. You need to seek the truth behind the thought. Because in there, you'll find. Because here we go. Because when emotions are processed right, you find the truth, and the truth can move you forward. Remember, the truth can move you forward. It can. So I really do wanted to encourage you. You there's a Life Coach Corner Live that talks about the underlying thoughts, and really that toolkit can really super duper help identify the thoughts that you have, the thoughts behind that emotions. Now, also I really do wanted to encourage you. I went to emotion, and most of this came from emotional rehab. It's been a discovery process, and really want to encourage you to take it, diba? To go through emotional rehab. You can call contact Coach Rizal with this. So, okay. Yes, you need to capture the thought behind the emotions. And yes, in that thought, now you try to find the truth behind the thought. Right? Now, now, this is the part that many of us will face. The next step is accepting the truth. Can you? Yes. And the word here is, the word here is embrace. Because there are truths that is hard to embrace. Because many times when you see the truth, actually you're seeing yourself. Maybe the truth said that, hey, you're weak today, and you're actually it. Or you're not there today, and this is your level. Can you embrace the truth? No, I'm not angry today. It cannot hurt me. But you're hurt. You're angry. No, I cannot be happy today because of this. It's hard. But the truth is you're happy. What's stopping you from letting yourself enjoy life? Because it's hard to embrace. Because that's the truth. No, I don't believe this. So this is the part where people stop. Maybe there are times because it's fast to embrace the truth, but there are truths that is hard to face because it's hard to face yourself at that moment in time. I can't believe I'm weak and I cannot accept it. And I say to you, the truth, when embraced, will set you free. Yes, I told, I said a while ago, the truth can move you forward. But if you cannot embrace the truth, it will never move you forward. It can, but can you embrace it? So the question here is, what is it that you need to let go in order to embrace the truth? What do you need to let go of? You need to, you don't want to be free? Then you don't let go of the truth. Here is a process of letting go of something. Is it a mindset? Is it a false truth that you believe in? Or is it pride that stops you from embracing the truth? Because you cannot let go. You cannot accept that there is that you can be happy. You cannot accept that here is an opportunity to move forward, but you cannot accept it because it's taking away the comfort zone. The truth, when embraced, will set you free. Because the secret is you. This is an art that I posted in my group that I told in that Facebook live that the key of moving forward is just there. It's just you taking the key. But you need to accept the truth behind it. You take you accept the truth, you get the key. Because truth and freedom goes hand in hand. Wanted to be free? Let's start embracing the truth. Yes. There, but here, but wait, but wait. Here's what I wanted to say as well. Remember, this is it. Remember, this is a journey. You cannot force yourself to embrace the truth if you cannot still. But you can journey through it until to the point you can accept it. Truth is hard to face, but you cannot force yourself. Paplakda tayo niyan, oo. But it's a process. It's a process of you moving forward. It's a process of you growing. You grow till you can accept the truth. It's a journey of you embracing yourself. It's a journey of you getting to see and getting stronger to accept who you are. Because when you face the truth, actually, you're facing yourself. Now, can you embrace the person that's in the truth? Then, um, then the last A that I want to share is that it's value giving action. It's not just action, it's value giving action. There are actions that doesn't give value to you. You face the truth. Now, what will you do about it? How could you move while giving action to yourself? Giving value to yourself. Thank you, Coach Heidi. Sabi niya dito, hashtag sa pulmo ko, Coach Lau. Oh my gosh. All right. Number 4 is value giving action. And the word here is wisdom. Yes, you apply wisdom. When you face the truth and embrace it, now you can apply wisdom. You cannot apply wisdom if you cannot embrace it. Because the truth, when embraced, will set you free. What actions will you do that will give value to yourself? When you're angry to someone and it's true, will you punch that person? Will that give value to you? If you're sad and you felt you're in need, will self-pity give value to you? Or self-care? When you're happy, will you just celebrate it with yourself? Or you want to give value to yourself and celebrate it with the people you love? You get the relationship, you get to grow all the more. Remember, it goes back to you. When you identify the emotions, you identify the truth, now you're gonna take value-giving action. You give value to the person that is you. Oh, here's a thing I remember. The truth accept gives an equals action. Truth denied is also equals action. So there's an action whether you accept it or not. But you can pause it, all right? That doesn't mean you cannot pause. You cannot face it because you're in that decision. Yeah. So there's always an action behind that emotion. That's why emotions are very, what you call, makulit. They like to be noticed, especially the emotions that brought a lot of, when there are emotions like you're always angry all the time. The truth, like, I will tell you a story. There was one time that I was so mad. I was so angry. I was so, what do you call that? I'm not enjoying life anymore. And there's an emotion that's heavy in me because of the thought of, like, I don't have this, I don't have that. But the truth that told me is that there is something beautiful in life. And what's the value giving action on that? See the things that are beautiful. And and it gave value to you. Like, oh, there are beautiful things in my life pala, that I can see and I can watch. You see, the process actually is working. And I really wanted to encourage you to embrace, then take a value giving action. Here's what I want. Here's a secret. I'll tell you. It's not enough to say that you are valuable, because I realize your brain finds proof. Oh, are you saying I'm valuable? Where is it? Where is it? Because whenever you start acknowledging yourself, and where is it? Where's the proof? I'm really valued. Okay. But here's a catch. The proof here is that when you started to understand yourself and recognize yourself, your brain finds the proof within that emotion. Oh, I'm cared for. Oh, you told me before that when I'm sad, that I'll make you better, and you did make me better. Then your brain feels value, and you know you're for yourself. Oh, now I'm valued. Now I'm seeing it. Because the truth is, your identity is already, you are valuable. But you are valuable. So treat yourself as valuable, to let yourself know that you have value, to let yourself know that, hey, I really do care for you. Because it's a relationship that you have for yourself. It's a relationship that you grow in yourself. That when that relationship grows, when that understanding grows, when you understand yourself, when you recognize, when you acknowledge, when you start giving value adding action to yourself, your relationship with yourself grows. Then till to the time that, oh, I'm starting to listen to myself now. It's starting. Before you're not, but because of that relationship that grows, now it's starting. Now you can say, self, let's work on this together. Let's do this right. Let's make what can give value to us today. And you know that, yes, you are giving me value, so I know that we can move forward from this. So remember that you are valuable. So treat yourself as valuable. Grow that love in you. Love is not something like absolute. Love is something that grows. So treat yourself with love. Do it with out of love. So because and to make it easier for you to make it easier for you to really to really put it in memory, I call this, oh my gosh, I call this 4A's. I call this the 4A's. Yes. Two because it's shift, truth, embrace, and wisdom. That's why the 4A's too. Acknowledge, awareness, acknowledge, acceptance, and action. 4A's too. Yes. So you do want to encourage you. Try it. Yeah, pengengs too. Pwede, oo. So, I call this the 4A's too. But, wait, wait, wait. There's more. You know what? It's the best way to eat stew. Yeah, I'm asking the audience. You know what's the best way to eat stew? Okay. The best way to eat stew is when it is shared. I told you, I'm journeying not alone. I'm journeying with the people that I could have, that I could enjoy. I call them wonderful people. And I'm gonna share to you the fifth A. Yes, there's the fifth A. Because that journey is not easy, but it became lighter because there are wonderful people in my life that I could share that stew with. The fifth A is accountability. Journeying with wonderful people. And the word here is together. Together, we move forward. Together, we go through the journey. Together, you know what? The people in that picture I'm journeying with are not perfect. But I'm journeying with them until now. And it's a challenge. It's a ups and a downs, but the journey is so fun. The journey is wonderful. And I love it because we're together eating stew. Because I tell you, in this journey, you're not alone. You're never alone. No man is an island. That's why I really do encourage the audience here is that if you can go to Teacup, the people there are willing to share a coffee with you, to share stories with you. I would want to encourage you. Or get in touch with Coach Frizzell. She will be so excited to get a coach who can talk with you. That's because you're not alone. I was never alone in my journey. I was never alone discovering my emotions. I have wonderful people beside me. So be with the people who celebrates with you and not tolerate you. Be with the people that loves you for who you are and allows you to grow better, stronger, and you see allows also you to grow in love. And thank you so much. If you really do wanted to share stories or you wanted to get help in finding the truth and go with the 4 A's, you can contact me. Here's my email. And I really do want to encourage you. I have a group called Stories Behind Ellipses. So, hindi ko nalagay. But I really do wanted to encourage you. So check the group out. There's a lot there that you could learn as well about my journey, my stories, and how I go from up and downs, but forward. And lastly, your stories is meant to be heard. Allow your heart to be seen. Because when your expression is out, when you get to put it out, then your heart, unti-unti, slowly but surely, it goes out in you. And when that heart is out, you'll never know what it can do to your life, to the people around you. So that's it for today's Brewing Life. Thank you. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for tuning in. So I did. Thank you for may nawawala. I thank you for listening to today's Brewing Live, and I really appreciate your comments. I really appreciate your yeah. In behalf of the Copy Republic and Coach A Coaching Club, we want to thank you all for being part of the journey. You can watch the replay of all episodes from Season 1 to Season 2 inside FB page of the Copy Republic and Life Coach Philippines. You can also check on Coach A I Connect YouTube channel for HD Copy. Tomorrow, our episode is The Power of Words by Coach Maureen. So be sure to join us and learn more here in Brewing Live. So thank you. Love, love, boom. Love, boom. And enjoy the rest of the afternoon.